having done all of this, there's not really a lot to say about comprehension, because we have been integrating comprehension type activities throughout this, starting from the very first thing that we did. Work with a partner, come up with a 100-word summary. Right into the whole question answer thing, work together. We've been doing it all the way through. I do want to point out two things in particular. One is the use of graphic. I mean, what the research says is there's one really great way to help kids develop comprehension, and then there's one best way. One really great way is through the use of graphic and semantic organizers. We're going to skip that. Let me just give you a couple of examples. I mean, when I say graphic organizer, I mean, we're laying out visually the information, right? We are grouping it, we are sorting it, we are organizing, we are prioritizing. Somehow, we are visually laying out the information. We do that for a couple of reasons. One reason is it makes us think very carefully about what is in the information, what are those key points, what are the key facts, information, content relevant to what we're trying to accomplish. It makes us think about that. But it also, by describing visually, we then have another way for our brain to access that information. Oh, that was there, right? So it's a twofer. I'm going to just, we don't have time to watch the story. So I'm going to just, there's a video of somebody reading with pictures. The Are You My Mother story. Little baby bird falls out of a nest. Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Dad, no, that's a dog. No, that's a car. That's a truck. And then the snort comes. The big crane picks it up, drops it back in the nest. Says, are you my mother? Yes, I'm your mother. It's a mama bird, right? That's the story. So, I mean, depending on what we wanted kids to learn from that, or what we wanted to understand, or what kind of questions we wanted them to be able to answer about what they read, we're going to use different kinds of graphic organizers. And there's a gazillion. Just go online, go to Google, copies of graphic organizers. 173 million hits, right? So for example, if we just wanted to know what is the flow of the content, what are the parts of the story, we might do something like this. This is a little kid example. First part, second part, third part. And I'm already putting in sort of those roadmaps. Like, this part ends when this occurs. Baby bird falls from the tree. Then some stuff happens. So what are some things that happen here? Then, snort puts baby bird in nest. Then what happens? So we're laying out, beginning, middle, end, kind of an issue, right? What are these called? Love Venn diagrams, right? Differences and similarities, which is actually pretty applicable to a lot of different content areas, right? So like in this one, mama bird looks like this. We can fill in our own blank over here. Let's say the snort looks like this. What's different, what's the same? So we're thinking about what is the content, what is the information, what are the facts, how do we represent it graphically in order to answer a particular type of question. So we choose graphic organizers according to what questions do we want kids to be able to answer. So that being said, there's not really much else to say about that. That being said, that's a really great way to work on help kids develop comprehension. The best way, actually the best way is going to be combined approach. But the number one single strategy that has the greatest degree of effect on comprehension is something that we call discussion. There is no better way to help kids improve their comprehension of text other than through discussion. However, there's a caveat, and that is the discussion needs to employ or be based upon increasingly higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy. You all know Bloom's taxonomy, or do you depth knowledge down here? Which one? Bloom's? All right. I'm going to help you with this. I'll give it to her this time. So we do a lot of the very, if you think about what often happens in a classroom, hey, who did this? Or what's the definition of that? Or what did this person do, or that person do, or what was the fact about this? Think about our science class. Which type of cell does blank? Okay. very low level content, factual based discussion. That's not really discussion. Discussion is when you have to think about things, right? And when you have to go back and forth and share ideas and come to conclusions. One of the things I said at the very beginning that our kids need to learn is the skill of negotiation. To work with somebody else, to have different viewpoints, talk about them productively, and to come to some kind of consensus. Even if that consensus is we're not going to agree. Okay? When we are using discussion that starts to approach those higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy, we go through that process, the negotiating process. But in the midst of doing that, we have to think very critically about the content. We have to form opinions of it, impressions of it, which we have to be able to defend. Here is why I think this. When we did the little flashcard thing at the very beginning, after we did the round, all that stuff, so you and your partner have to come up with the same answer, right? So you already had to go through that process, that discussion process, and then I say, why did you think that? And you have to defend your answer. We're starting to move to those higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy. When we can get kids to engage in those types of discussions around the content, around what they have read, we are employing the number one most effective strategy for improving comprehension. Remember, the definition of comprehension is the ability to form a justifiable interpretation of text. I read it, here's what I think it means. The interesting thing about comprehension, and I'm being very careful about my words here. I'm not saying I'm reading it, here's what it means. What I'm saying is I am reading it based on my interpretation. I think this is what it means. Different people will have different interpretations. One's not right, another one wrong. The point is, can you justify, can you support your interpretation? Two people can listen to the same thing and have two very different reactions, right? And the reason why is because when you read something, you are bringing your background knowledge, you're bringing your experience, you're bringing your philosophical outlook, you're bringing your understanding of the words, you're bringing to it how well you actually know what everything means in there, the facts, the information, and then you are creating your own interpretation. So the interesting thing is, if we define comprehension as the ability to create a meaningful interpretation and justifiable, if somebody reads something and says, what do you think it means? And what they come up with is like, ooh, not even close, right? Our question then is not, our statement is not, you're wrong, here's what it really means. Okay? Our immediate response should be, why do you think it means that? I've been doing that all day with you. Why do you think it means it? Can you justify it? And if I think there's some information gaps, we'll fill in those gaps and I'll say, now what do you think it means? That is how we get kids to comprehension. We don't ever have to say, you're wrong, here's what it means. Hamlet, for Shakespeare, Mr. Shakespeare back here, right? To be or not to be, that is the question. What is he thinking about doing? Killing himself? Or staying alive, right? I think what he really means is, should I or should I not kill the new king who killed my father so he could be king? Because if you kill the king, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be executed for it, right? He's not thinking about, God, my life, he's like what, a 15-year-old angst-ridden kid, right? He's like, God, my life really sucks. I'm going to just kill myself, right? What he's thinking about is it my moral responsibility, because my ghost of a father said, you need to go kill him, right? Is it my moral responsibility to kill this interloper, the one who killed my father, took his throne, married my mother? It's a weird circumstance, right? He's thinking about his moral duty as a son to his father and as a prince of the realm. Which is very different than, God, my life sucks, right? It's very different. But I can just, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I can justify it. And if we look at things from different perspectives, we end up with different interpretations. And as long as they are justifiable and they are based on the information in the text, then, some people don't like me to say this, but I would say that student is right. So our first response is why? Why do you think that? And then we have those discussions, we can see if there's information else, we can move those discussions to higher and higher levels, we can cause them to think more critically about the text, and it develops comprehension. So that is the #1 strategy. And that, dear friends, is that. Thank you very much.